long extended maintenance today. I had thought about coming in earlier this morning, but I have some other things that I have to take care of, so I didn't get around to it till about, I guess it was 8:30, and that's when I read that they were going to be shutting down the realms a half hour from that. So I thought, well, it's not going to work then. And of course, it was only supposed to be down for a couple of hours, but a couple of hours turned into a couple more, and it just kind of kept going. So we are back in though, and looking okay. It's a little laggy in the city, but when isn't it? I'm just gonna put out a quick little tweet. I keep saying treat. Maybe I got Halloween on the brain. But we are back on my alt, Coach Carrot. She's been made especially for the Wildball thing. I don't know what to call it. It's not craze yet on EU. I really haven't gone around and advertised its opening, being available and stuff again, because we've just had so many troubles with server stability and a lot of maintenance going on, and I just don't want to get people hyped up about it and then only to have them, you know, get booted out again because things are going on. You can see I've been playing around with different ways of doing the scoreboard. I went ahead and brought in a maintenance platform to see, you know, what it looked like, if it would work or not. The only thing I'll have to come up with is a way to, I guess, divide the two, because this did have its own kind of division with using the two different panels for that, the two different tablet computers. But we're going to pick up kind of where we left off yesterday. We did get to spend about an hour and a half, I think it was, messing around with some of the stadium bits, trying to finish off, closing off the back end. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this extra piece here. Like I said, when Katya sent over this set for me to place onto this plot, she'd only partially built things, so there was some pieces that she used that I've ended up covering, replacing with other pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that so it'll quit blinking on us. But you can see we've been kind of boxing it in pretty good. We do have the area opened up down here for the teams. One side for the team tank and team healer. I call them that. It really doesn't have to be that way, but the way the add-on works for being able to play this little soccer type mini game is you have to join a raid with me, and the teams are divided by who is listed as a tank in the raid and who is listed as a healer. So that's just why I say team tank and team healer. It really has nothing to do with the teams. If you guys want to, you know, call yourselves team stalker or whatever, you know, that's up to you. But for the designation, as far as how you set up a game, it just uses those in the raid. There may be a way that she figures out how to do it differently, but for now that's how it's set up. But as folks probably have noticed, it's not a live, or I should say not live, but available to the public kind of add-on. Just a few of us have it. Katya's got her stadium on Entity Exile side, and then we have another one that's on Dominion side for Entity, and then I have this one for EU side on Jabbit for the Exiles. So far, I don't think anyone has actually volunteered for the Dominion side, but you know, if you know of anybody and you're on Dominion side and you want to have an opportunity to try out this little Wildball add-on, poke some of those that some of your community-driven players to see about hooking up with Katia and seeing if you can get it on Dominion side on EU. But I think we're just gonna kind of work on finishing off the stands here. Let's see. The thing is, I see, like I said, she gave me a partial build, so I'm really not clear about where she's taking the build, what she was hoping to, like, I don't know what this was supposed to be for, if this is where she meant for like the commentators booth, or where the winners would come and collect their trophy or something. I'm really not clear on that. So I'm going to finish off some of it, but other parts I'm going to have to give some extra thought as to how I might want to dress it up for those that come to the stadium. It's not required. The only thing really needed is the add-on and a few of the elements like the signs for the school board and stuff. Most of it is just visual. It's just to kind of give folks an idea of, you know, the boundaries of where the ball can go and where it's supposed to be shot into the goal and everything. Beyond that, though, all this other is just decoration. Really, it's not required. I could have, and I had originally started with my own design of the stadium. If some of you that have been following me with this project will remember that I had like just one set of stadium seats, and then I had like a canopy kind of thing going on. But when she offered to just send over the set and just, you know, like I said, she had changed the size of the field and everything, and she was just going to send that, and she goes, well, I'm just going to send it all. And I said, well, you're going to send it all, just send me everything except the seats, and I'll put in my own seats, because hers actually has just the Marauder chairs. She's got like hundreds of those things all over here. So, but beyond that, it's just up to whoever's running the field as to what they want their stadium to look like. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of stick with the basic of what hers looks like, and then, you know, of course, since she's not finished with it, I'll just have to kind of wing it for the rest of the way. So what I'm going to do is we're going to copy this over and just drag that over here, see if we can kind of start finishing up walling this in. Now you'll notice there is a little bit of lag even here in the housing. And like I said, we did just come out of maintenance, so you know, it's always possible that we could end up going back into maintenance, and if that's the case, you know, I apologize, but it's just the name of the game. It was like yesterday, we were in the middle of working on this, and then suddenly it popped up saying, hey, we're getting ready to go into some maintenance, you know, be aware. And it's like, uh-oh. See, I don't think that's where that's supposed to be, but I'm not exactly sure where I need to place it. I guess what I need to do is bring this, let me just bring this back over and line that up a little better. Katia probably has all of her dimensions and stuff written down, and she can just reference that and know where to place things, but since I just kind of plopped her build in here without really looking at anything, I don't have that luxury. Okay, so kind of there, so now we'll just drag it all the way to the back. And yes, I'm still having trouble with the coughing and everything. So I apologize if I do start hacking away. I'm trying my best to keep that to a minimum, but I've been like dosing myself up with cough syrup, and I've got cough drops and everything all laying around here. But it's just one of those things that there's really nothing you can do except just kind of outlast it, which is easier said than done sometimes. Looks like it's not gonna match up exactly, does it? Let's see. Now I know that a lot of players have been reporting a lot of issues with decor not placing properly. Things like they'll place something down and then they'll leave their plot, come back, and it's not there anymore. Maybe it's back in the crate, maybe it's nowhere. Carbine has been, well, the housing devs and everything have been really paying close attention to all of these reports and have been stating that they are busily working on addressing each and every one of them. But how soon that's going to be, I don't know. So, you know, when you go to build on your plot right now, be prepared for issues. That's the easiest way to say it. Thankfully, I haven't come across too many myself, but I've heard people saying that it's only certain types of items, like the new ones, like the waterfalls and things like that. Although I know other people aren't seeming to have any issues because I see them using the waterfalls and things, but so I don't know. It's kind of like a hit and miss as to who gets attacked by these bugs or who doesn't. I think it's just luck of the draw, and cross your fingers that you're not, you're not one of them. But okay, so I kind of got that sorted. I need to get this piece here. Oops, goodbye. Editor off. That's always awkward that it doesn't place it right on it. But if you do encounter any bugs, please just slash bug it in the game, but also take it to the forums, because the more those issues are brought to Carbine's attention, the more likely that they will address them. I know that they will address them even if one person brings it up, but it becomes a little bit more top priority if it's really a widespread issue. So the more people that post it, if they're having problems, then the more they can, it also provides some additional information as to what's causing it. Maybe they are having trouble replicating it in-house or something, and they need all the screenshots and situational information to know exactly what you were doing, when it occurred, to try and get it to replicate for them so that they can figure out what the deal is. Okay. So I guess what we'll do is, I started on working on the steps over here, because like I said, the way she's got the bleachers set up, you can't actually smoothly walk up them. So I added, whoops, walked right off of there. Added a little bit of a step to allow smoother walking up and down. Now, I'm not sure if I want to have this one here, because really you don't want to go up the top. I don't think the seats are only going to be the 3 rows, I think. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these extras up here and I'm going to use them to start closing in the sides of these. So what we'll do is snag that up here. It's, you know, small little things. I could have just left it open, but, you know, it just looks more finished if you box it in like that, in my opinion. Okay. The main worry is making sure it doesn't pop in, start showing up in places you don't want to show up. Got 97 of those buggers. I don't know how I ended up with so many. I'm sure it might have been some of that issues with putting in pieces too fast and it like buying when it shouldn't be. I also saw somebody post about the add-on when they placed things that they already had in their crate. If it was purchasable off of the vendor, it would go ahead and buy it as well without digging in what was already there. So that might be how I got a hold of a bunch of them too. Hey Siri, welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us. So it is possible that's what happened. I don't know. Thankfully, the stuff that we're using is relatively cheap, so I don't have to worry about it too much. But see, the count seems to be going down, so I don't think it's placing it out there, buying it. Of course, I am using Lament's little add-on here. I think it's the Housing Tool Pro or Housing Pro Tool Box or something. I don't know the name of it. Like I explained yesterday, I've kind of gotten to the habit now that they've updated theirs, and then there's Katya's. I've kind of gotten to where I use the both of them kind of in tandem with each other. I prefer Katya's for certain functions, and then I like the ease of like for Katya's, I always have to remember to type the function to get it to pop up. You know, once it's there, but it is pretty big, and depending on what you're doing, you have to kind of position your camera in a way so that you can still interact with the object without accidentally moving the thing. So this little deal here is kind of handy when you're just looking to do a lot of copying and pasting, and I find it a little bit more friendly. I don't want to say friendly, because I mean, it's not that Katya's is unfriendly, it's just I don't have to have that big add-on over here when I'm just doing a lot of copy paste. Now when I'm using, you know, hers for sets and things, while Laments does that, I prefer Katya's in that regard. So it's just a mix and match. You know, if you have a preference to use one or the other and you don't want both, you know, that's up to you, but I kind of like having both. You know, if maybe one messes up, then I can rely on the other one to fill in the gaps. And of course, Katya's has a lot more functionality than Laments, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so we got the 2 steps there, and I probably want to replicate that in several places, probably down on the end here and here as well, and then probably on the ends of each of these too. So how, what's a quick and easy way to do that? Probably with a set. So let's see if we can do that. I'm gonna have to remember, I haven't done this for a little while, so I'm a little out of practice here. So see if I can do this right. Now there's like several ways you can do it. Hey Muse, good morning. It's afternoon for me, but I guess there's some people that are waking up right about now. I imagine that's NA side. So it's a little weird because I don't have the usual people coming in because I'm kind of running late today because of the maintenance that was going on for EU. But you can add pieces to the set you want to replicate, either piece by piece, or you can link them up and then just click the parent of the group and then just hit this button and it says, add selected item and all its children into it. And then you can choose to place it without any of it being linked, but I think also you can do, place all and then link everything to the first item. Now, I've tried that before and it didn't seem to work, so I don't know if it'll work today, but we're going to give it a try. Oh, do you work the night shift or something? I don't know. It would be rough to be having to sleep during the day. I'm a light sleeper, so with all the traffic and stuff and people working in the yards and stuff, that would keep me up. I think that would be tough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link these all these 4 pieces to this one here. So we're going to grab this one, link it, and we're going to grab this one, link it, and then this one. So this one here is my parent. You can see I've got all the pieces, they're all purple, and then I'm going to make a set out of that. So it's 4 pieces right there. And then, supposedly, I've tried this a few times and it never seems to work for me, so we're going to cross our fingers that we can get it to work here. Supposedly, I can get it to place a new set of those wherever I'm standing. So I'm going to stand here. Fingers crossed this works. Oh, well, these aren't my add-ons. This is Katya's, the Katya Builder Toolkit. It is an excellent, excellent add-on. It's basically a must-have. There's the one by Lament is called the House Decor Set Manager, I think is the name of it. It does similar functions. Katya is a lot more robust. There's a lot more. She does like where you can fix chairs, fix links, has difference in average tools. And she has it set up so that you can macro everything if you want. She's got little mouse over descriptions of what each button does. And so I prefer hers between the two. And of course, Lament's is hers, or I say hers, I just assume Lament is a girl because of the name, but it's probably a guy. Their add-on actually does similar things that Katya's does, but and it looks different. The presentation of it is a little different, but it works in tangent with a separate add-on. So there's like 2 add-ons, does the same as what the one does. So I would think most people would probably go for the one add-on, Katya's, because it's kind of like an all-in-one kind of deal. But I like the simplicity of the little extra add-on where when you're copying and pasting, it's just right there in the bottom and I don't have to have this whole big of a thing open. So anyway, we're going to try this. supposedly I can stand here and I'm scared that it's gonna like go down and sink inside the thing and then just kind of mess it up, but we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna hit relocate, and then I'm gonna move so I'm not standing in the way of it. And then we're gonna place all, and we're gonna have it linked to the first object that goes down. I'm gonna see if it pops up. Look at it, it's like magic. Wow, I can't believe that worked. That's awesome. See how cool that was? That's like, it's a couple of buttons, and it's a lot easier than the way I was doing it before. The way I was doing it before was like, I had to, you know, copy, drag, and then I was constantly lining things up, and it wasn't getting just right. And look at that, just pretty as you please. Like right there. Awesome. So now it's probably not spaced just right, so what I'll do is I'll just check it just to see. Oh. The 5137, just to see, because you know, it was based on where I was standing, so I probably wasn't standing exactly right. It was pretty darn close, and since I have everything linked, it did work with the linking it all as it placed it. I just have to move the one and everything kind of fits into where it's supposed to be. So that's cool. I like that. Now I could go ahead and move it so that the lined up with this edge here, which might make a little bit more sense. So I'll probably go ahead and do that. Notice it's warping as I move it, but Katya's add-on corrects the warping as I place it. You know, as I let go of the controls, it sorts it out for me, so you don't have to worry about that too much. There have been instances where the warping sticks, but I think it's more if I start messing with the controls here, it kind of confuses it, and the add-on doesn't sort it out like it's supposed to. But there we go, so that's one. So that's on number 2. Let's see if we can do that up here. We're just going to stand here. So we're going to relocate. I'm going to move out of the way. And then we're going to place all on link. And there it is again. Yeah, it is. It's like a big time saver. You know, seriously, there's no question about it. And as you become more familiar with how it works and you get into the practicing of it, you know, I'm still learning it myself. There's a lot of functions of it I just don't touch, as either I've not had a need for it or it still confuses me. But like if you're making stairs, the difference tool is like magic. You can set a piece, save it, you know, copy it, move the copy at an angle, or you know, however you want the step to change, you know, to be moved. Copy that, and then just keep duplicating, and it'll just automatically make your staircase for you. It's awesome. She's planning on making a fresh demo video, in fact, to kind of show off what all her toolkit does, you know, to kind of better explain it, to have, you know, to see all the applications it has. But she does have one. If you look up the thread, I have it linked in the Twitch channel resources thing on my page. If you go and have a look at that, you'll see a link to her video that she currently has. It's kind of outdated because she's added a lot of new features to the one that we have now. 445. Just checking where that one's sitting so I get it the same over here. And so yeah, you know, as she builds upon it, what she's got now, she's really gonna need to just have like a whole like 30-minute, you know, demo video of explaining all of the juicy little bits that it covers. But yeah, it really is an awesome tool. And if you plan on doing any major amount of building on your plot, is definitely something you want. Okay, so I think that looks all right. I'm gonna check this here real quick. Make sure I got it lined up this way. 824, just a little off. Not by much, barely noticeable. Okay, so that's this side now. So, you know, that way people don't have to walk all the way to the middle just to get up. Not that people will actually do that, they'll just jump around, you know, like everybody will. But, you know, if some group wants to come and do a role play session, then you gotta have the features there that they can utilize as if they're doing it the right way. Okay, so got that one over there. Now we need to put these over here. So we're just gonna run over here. We're gonna say, well, if I can just decide on a spot to stand, we'll put it down. We'll do a relocate. We're gonna move out of the way, and then we're gonna place and link it. That is awesome. It's such a time saver, I swear. Okay, let me double check where this one was. 5137. You almost need a mount to get from end to end. It's such a far run. Okay, and then we'll do the same as we did on the other side. We'll line it up with the little line mark here, whatever you want to call it. Just kind of lining it up with this little mark here. Seems like a good place to make the division there. Now we'll come up to the next one. We'll say relocate, move out of the way, and place and link it all. Okay, I think this one was 5434 or something like that. I can't remember now. 5445. Half right. Fine. And then of course, want to line it up. This. That's pretty good, I guess. Oh, it says it's 41, so let's match it up. Match it up. Okay. These ones are going to be a little different because the orientation is the other way. So we're just going to kind of guess where they're supposed to be, I guess. So we'll set it here. We're going to move out of the way and place and link it, but then we're going to have to turn it, I think. Like so. Now the question is it out far enough, or is it too far in? It's a good question. I don't know. We got a lot of guildies messing around right now. Okay, so kind of standing in the walkway path. I'm just trying to get a visual idea of what it looks like. Let's see. Not too bad. I think it needs to come out a little bit. Looks a little closer, I think. That looks better. May not be exact, but I don't think too many people are going to really pay attention to that too much. If they're going to nitpick at that, then they're going to have a field day with the rest of it, because I'm sure there's a lot of things that are kind of squirrely about it. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm gonna clear this one, and I'm going to add this one. And then we're gonna relocate and then place and link it. And it should be the new version. Looks good, I think. Something like that. Pretty close, pretty close. What I'm going to put on each of these ends, I have no idea. Just like, I don't even know if she had plans of adding in some kind of a railing or something. I just have no idea. Because, you know, you've seen me several times now, I'm just kind of falling off the side here. Unintentionally, of course. But, you know, then I worry, well, if we did put in some kind of a railing of some sort, would this make this too narrow? Probably would, I suspect. I'd have to readjust all of the spacing here just to make sure that people could still walk through it without kind of floating above the steps. But for now, we'll just leave it. I think it would be all right with the seats here. I think there's enough space between the seats and the edge that it might not be an issue, but it probably really depends on what we would use for like a railing. Unless we use something really thin like glass, you might could get away with using glass as your railing. But so what we're going to do is, I guess we'll work on adding in some of these bleachers and stuff. I did have these size smaller, and then I got to thinking, well, there's a lot of races that are bigger than the orange, so I thought, well, if she looks all right on it and not too ridiculously tiny, we'll go ahead and leave it full size. So that's what I've done. I've just left it the size that it comes in. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to lay out one strip of the benches, and then we'll copy that or make a set from that, and then we'll copy it and just start laying them into the different areas. So the main thing is when you're laying these out, you want to have them kind of equally spaced. You don't want to end up with a big gap on one end or the other. So we'll just kind of start putting them out what feels comfortable, and then we'll go from there. Now, let's see. What we'll do first is we'll copy this one. We're going to duplicate it or clone it, or however you want to say it. And then we're going to copy this. I think that's how we do the difference. We're going to try it and see. And then we're going to, when you're doing the difference, you're wanting the clone to go from part 1 to the step 2 or whatever, step 1 to step 2. So we're going to clone it, then we're going to difference it, and it should be equidistant, you know. However I placed it apart from this one here, it should be the same here, and it looks like it is, so that's good. Just checking here, that says that's 39. I'm double checking to see how her cloning tool is working, if it's working like it's supposed to. It should take whatever you have in your crate before it decides to buy anymore, so I'm checking. We're at 39 now, so we're going to clone, difference, place. Yeah, so it's taking it out of the crate like it's supposed to. So that seems to be working all right for me. I'm just checking because there was some discussion on the forum from a player that said that they were having issues with that. It might not have been with the clone tool, but I thought it didn't hurt to check and make sure. So we'll clone it, difference. See how fast that is? It's just like magic, and there's no, you know, guesswork as to how, you know, the spacing and everything. But like I said, I may end up with a really big gap here because, you know, I just arbitrarily picked a spacing that I thought looked nice. Looks like I can fit one more in. And actually that almost worked out perfect. Look at that. It's a pretty good space there, and roughly the same here. If you really wanted to get picky, this one's kind of smaller. It's about half the size maybe. So what I could do is link this set up together and then just move them as a group and kind of center it up. We're going to link them anyway, so we'll probably go ahead and do that. So we're going to link them up to the first one here. Seems like a lot of work to make a set like that. I will tell you that one thing that I don't think Katya's has yet is a way to link things in a specific radius. When it comes to let me just show an example. I know I'm getting kind of off track, but I have to talk about it because I thought it was incredibly useful. That's why I say I like using the two add-ons, even though they're kind of similar in a lot of ways. There are certain functions that each one has unique to itself, and I found both to be very helpful, so I prefer to use Katya's and Lament's add-ons in combo. But for example, the snack bar that I made, when I originally placed it from the set I had saved previous, none of it was linked together. But if you, like, let me just see if I can show this as an example, since I really don't plan on moving it. I'm going to unlink that whole thing. So now nothing is linked together. Everything is a single entity. If I reselect the floor piece that I had as the master, the parent item, if I go to this little extra little tool, this is Lament's. I think it's the house decor toolbox or pro toolbox or housing pro tool, or I don't know what it's called. And I'll definitely have to get it linked on my page. I just haven't gotten around to add it. But you'll see this button down here. It says automatically link nearby decor. If I click this, you'll see a little radius pop up. And basically what's that's telling you is within that range, centered on the item that you've got selected to be the parent, within that range, it will take everything that's in that radius and link it automatically to that. Now, I've experimented a little bit with this, and the way it looks, as long as the entire item is within this circle, it will be included in the linked group. If it's, for example, this piece here that isn't entirely in the little zone here, if I understand it right, it shouldn't be included in the link. If it does happen to be added, you could just, you know, unlink it manually, but I think it automatically just includes whatever. But you have the option to either decrease or increase the range. So if I wanted the entire half of the stadium to be as one set and then the other half a separate set, you could do it that way. You know, both add-ons have the option of saving the entire plot, both inside and outside, but for little things like this, like say I wanted to move the snack stand just by itself to some other location, I could just link it here. So I'm going to say link to core, and it'll take a little minute before it finishes its thing. But then I should be able to select it again and see, okay, so it did include this one here. No biggie though. Like I said, just select it, remove it from that group, and then you have your little snack stand all in one big happy family. How awesome is that? Super, super handy. I'm sure if Katya could figure out how to add that to her, she would too, but when I discovered that, I was like, that's like awesome. Because it just so happened that my snack stand had actually, when I rebuilt it, it popped up over here all by itself. So when I did the little radius thing, it was like perfect. It was like the perfect amount of inclusion, and it got it all, and I just rotated and moved it over here like magic. So yeah, that's like an excellent little addition. That's why I say if you're really into housing, you might be inclined to do as I am, and I'm using both in conjunction with each other. Just depends on what I'm doing and you know, how I'm using it. The reason I brought it up is because you'll see me, I was linking these all one by one to get these all into a little group. But I could have, like, say, picked the middle one and just said within a certain radius, but that means I would probably get all of these other pieces too, and I didn't want that, so I only wanted the chairs, and it made more sense to individually select them and bring them into the group themselves. So now that we have them all in a single group, I can kind of center them a little better. So we've got a little bit of space there, a little bit more than we had, and it's about the same here. So we'll plop that there. So now we have a set, but we want one here and up at the top here. So we're going to select this. We're going to open up Calculus, and I'm just going to clear this one since I'll just make a new set because I still have to do the steps over here as well. So we'll make a new set. We'll just say add link set. So there's all your green sofa things there. And then I'm going to stand where I want the first one to be. I'm going to say relocate. And then I'm going to say place as a linked set. And it should bring them all in. I asked her, you know, what makes it decide what pieces it puts in first, and she says it's random. It seems to be doing it the opposite of how I added them in. But there you go, there's a full set right there. The only thing I have to do is make sure I line it up however I want. There's probably a way that I could probably do it by using her difference and all that, but I think that's a little too complicated for my brain, so I just do it this way. So we've got this one here. I never can remember what X, Y, and Z are. So, because, you know, depending on if you're using object or world, I think it changes sometimes. So 384 for that one, so we'll make this one the same. And then of course you want to get the positioning this way as well. And I think what I've done is I've just got it backed up against the wall of it just so that the metal part touches. So I'll do the same here. And there you go, that's two sets of benches now. How quick and simple was that? Like I said, it's a little work getting the first set in like you want, but once you get that one down, it's pretty okay after that. So we'll do a relocate, move out of the way, and then place the link, and it should give us our third set. Now you'll notice that the speed that these are placing, it's kind of 1, 2, 3. She slowed it down on purpose because there were some issues with placing things too fast. It kind of caused some kind of weird bits going on. So she's actually purposefully slowed it down. She did say that she will be upping the speed again later once things have calmed down on the servers and there aren't any more issues with that. So if you're going to be doing like a full plot save and then you go and say your plot is like several thousand items, it may be a while before it's completely done. You know, I think before she said a full 5,000 with the timing that she had before could take up to 10 minutes. So imagine with it being slowed down, I'm thinking it would take a lot longer. So just prepare for that. So let me check that again. It's 384. Okay. And then we're just going to make sure that this is pretty okay. It was pretty close to where it needed to be anyway. So there you go. I think I'll push these in a little bit more. Maybe not. Okay. So there's the first set of bleachers. Now we have the blue side to do. Now the trick with these is I probably could just do a copy of a set of the green and then replace it out with the blue to make sure I get the spacing right. In fact, I think I will do that. I will just because I'm going to need the chairs anyway over here, so it's not any biggie to switch them out. But I think just to make sure I get the spacing right, I'm going to put in a set of green ones and then I'm going to replace them with blue ones. Yeah, it goes a lot faster normally, but like I said, she slowed it down on purpose. So it's the main thing is when you have a build ongoing like this, where you're putting down a set, just don't stand anywhere where any of the pieces are supposed to go. That will bork it up. So if you're doing a full plot build, you need to make sure you make yourself a safe spot to be able to stand, whether that be on the teleporter pad or whatever. You know, even if you have to just remove one piece so that you have one safe spot to stand in that doesn't disrupt whatever might be going on. Okay, I'm just checking where this is position-wise. I need to move it a little bit this way. Yeah, that looks good. And then we're going to double check the spacing against the wall. That looks all right. Okay, so what we'll do is I'm going to create this one. Well, here, we'll just do this. Copy, transform that. So now we have a blue on top of the green. Now the trick might be to actually find the green one, but I think I got it straight off the bat. And we'll send that one into the bin. So I'm going to duplicate. Well, let's see. Let's do it this way. I'm gonna save that as the first step. I'm gonna duplicate. I'm going to save that as the second step. I'm going to mark that down and then say clone. Difference. So they all should be lining up now. Whoops, I keep falling off. See, I need that railing of some sort so I don't fall off all the time. Couple more. There we go. Now we just need to remove all the green ones. But definitely, if any of you want to use Katya's toolkit add-on, the link to her discussion thread where you can get the demo video and the link to it on Curse and everything. And of course, you know, it's also a place where you can leave feedback and comments and wish lists and all that kind of stuff. That's in the resources section on my Twitch channel page. Like I said, I still need to add the one for Laments, but definitely check both of them out. They do have their unique uses. Okay, so that's the blue team, the healer team. So now I'm going to link all these up to the first one here. I'm sure I've missed one or two in here because I keep forgetting to look and see which one's lit up. Let's see, did I miss any? No, it looks like I got them all, amazingly enough. Okay, so we have a set for the green ones. I'm going to make a new set for the blue ones. So we're just going to click the parent and add the linked set like so. We're going to come up here, relocate, place all, and link them together. And then just wait. Now see, this one I did it the same way as I did the others, and they're placing them in different. I don't know what causes it to choose. I know when I had like sort of full build, or like when I did the build for the stadium that she gave me, it was like there'd be a few pieces here, and then a few down here would show up, and then some bits in the middle, and then the walls would come in, and it was just, I don't know how it picks what it puts down, but okay, so this one's at 54.94. That doesn't seem right, so let's pick that again. There we go. Okay, then we need to fix it this way. And that's good. And one more set for this part. So we relocate. Oh, I got like a whistle. Okay. There we go. Now with the sets on the side, we'll do just like we did with the steps. We'll put in a set that comes in like this, and then we'll just rotate it around. And that should, fingers crossed, work. Okay, so that was 54.94. Like so. Now imagine having to put all of those chairs in one by one. That's a lot of seats. Okay. So we'll experiment since we have the blue ones, and we already have the steps here set up, so we'll kind of give this a try here. So I'm going to say I want it here. And it should build it straight out into the air here. And there we are. So now we have to take the parent one. I'll do a quick little rotate here. Line this up this way. And kind of do about the same how we have it. Looks about good. And I'm going to see where this ends up over here. Seems like these sides are little bit longer than these here. So what I will do, since I'm going to need seats for the round part anyway, I'm going to just add another set here. See how that looks. And remove the extras that I don't need. Oops, forgot to do the change it up. That's all right. Okay, so we'll take the parent around about over here. And let's see. That looks, so we only end up with maybe a few chairs off the woolly there. I think that's going to be too much to kind of curve there. So what we're going to do is we're going to place let's see. When's the parent again? That one. Okay, so maybe 193. Just getting them all kind of lined up to be the same. And we'll get rid of these two. Now you'll notice I've already run out of a lot of extra benches, so I'm having to start, as it's duplicating, it's just buying it directly off the vendor for me. But I'm noticing that my funds are slowly trickling away, so I may have to send some extra cash over the next time we come in to do any building. What I'm looking at here is, do I want to maybe remove this one and add an extra set of steps here, just to kind of match it up, and make it a little bit more sense? I think this is what we'll do. I know it seems kind of silly to have steps so close to each other, but you never know, it just makes it look nice. So let's go back to I think it should be the second. We're gonna stand here, move, place them like it should pop another step there. I'm gonna check where this is. Now, I'll probably discover that Katia doesn't have a row of chairs at this bottom bit, that she's just got them 1, 2, and 3 up at the top. It could be that's the way she's got her set up, and she never intended to have chairs here, but that's the way I'm setting mine up, so we'll see. I'm really thinking seriously about going with that glass option and having glass kind of like a guard there, but we'll see. So that's at 7139. There we go. And then we're just gonna kind of line this up with that center doohickey line, whatever that is. And then we're going to repeat it right there. Well, usually when you get the network error unable to connect, that means that your realm is down for maintenance. I'm on EU. If you're on EU as well and you're still having that problem even though clearly the game is up and working, then I would contact customer support or drop a line in the forums section to ask if anyone else is having that issue. Because I really couldn't answer any kind of technical stuff like that. But usually that's what that means. So if it happens that you're on NA, and I haven't been watching the forums, so I don't know, maybe they've gone down for maintenance of some sort. But typically that's what that means. Typically. Not always, but typically. No problem, sign. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, but really it's just better to contact customer support either directly by submitting a support ticket, and you do that not in the game, but you go to the actual website, NCSoft's website, and log in with your account there, and then there's a submit ticket option that you can do, and they'll contact you through your email and everything. You can go that route, or like I said, you can go through the forums. Now in the forums, they don't have a specific customer support section there. There is a player tech help and kind of area where you can ask those type of questions, and sometimes there will be devs that will respond. But usually it's just other players that will direct you to either solutions that have been known to work, or you know, will make suggestions to see if they can help you out. But that's really all I can tell you because I have no clue about that stuff. I wish I did, but I don't. Okay, so that's at 3824. We're gonna stick that one at the same. And then, where do we have that one? But yeah, welcome to WildStar. I mean, having only been with this for a couple of days, it's good to see some new faces and stuff. 7452. There we go. So that makes a little bit more sense to me. Well, I think right now that's, I don't think you can expect anything immediate for sure. Because like I said, if there are some issues going on, it is very likely that you're not the only one trying to contact them, and likely that's not the only issue that is bringing people to the customer support service. So the wait could be a little longer than usual. Generally speaking, they contact within a 24-hour period, usually sooner. I've had some, when I've submitted tickets, I've had them as soon as a couple hours. Others, depending on, like I said, the traffic of how many tickets they're receiving, and the prioritizing, they're probably have certain ones, you being not able to get into the game at all, that might be a higher priority than someone that's having some kind of a quest issue kind of thing. It could be, several days. I think the longest for me that's ever taken is maybe 2 days, and that was even during a high traffic kind of situation. So, You know, while I know that each minute that ticks by is pretty frustrating because, you know, the object of the whole thing is to get you into the game, and the longer it takes, the more you feel like, you know, you just want to pull your hair out. But, you know, all I can say is, you know, submit a ticket, but also post in the forums, because you never know, you may get some immediate information, even if it's from a player. If folks have already been posting that, they can direct you to a thread that's, you know, already got a good discussion going of solutions that might work for you. So, you know, that may actually help. But definitely submit a ticket, but also post in the forums, because you want to exhaust all avenues before just kind of sitting back and waiting, because I know the wait can be tough. Okay, so we have the one set, and then we have the second set here. Let's see, I think it's this one. No. Which one's the mommy? Ah, there we go. So I'm going to unlink these last 4 here, and I'm going to link them up instead to the mama over there. Yeah, see, if it gets into all kind of like IP issues and stuff, that's well above my brain level. I don't have a clue about that stuff. That's definitely something somebody with more experience in that kind of thing would be able to help you with. But I hope you get it sorted out soon. I hope you are able to get in and to be able to play and enjoy the game. Okay, so now we have them all selected up in a team. And what we're going to do is, since we don't need any more of this version of the blue sofas, we'll just clear these. We're going to, yeah, okay. We're going to add this link set. Oops. Relocate, and then place all and link them. I'll probably do the first part of the set and then those extras that I added later. And then I think after we finish this side with the benches here, we're going to call it a day. One, my throat is really starting to hurt. When you're having throat troubles, talking is not probably the best thing to be doing. But, you know, like I said in the forums, I've missed being able to stream, and that this last week when I was pretty much taking a break from it, not only because of the server issues and game issues, but because I was sick. I really wanted to get back into it this week, but I'm probably going to be paying for it because I'm already feeling like I'm getting ready to lose my voice. And I'd really rather not that happen, because that just means it's even longer for me to get back into it. 3503. Okay. Excuse me. I'm gonna just double check this again to make sure everything is okay. Well, I'm glad that they suggested the same thing. I figured they probably would. It just makes sense to do it in both places. I'm going to move this a little bit. It looks a little uneven. 3467. It's probably not going to be the same spacing on the other side, but I mean, as far as the other side of the stadium, but I want to get it kind of close. 3473. Okay, and then I need to make sure I've got the spacing here good. Okay, one more, relocate, place and link. Excuse me. 'Tis the season, I guess. We had all sorts of family members getting colds and flu type stuff, and then my son had a stomach bug, and then he gave it to me, and it's like, ugh. Like, I've had enough. I hate being sick. I mean, nobody enjoys it, but you know, sometimes my husband jokes that he likes being sick because that means he gets to, you know, take a break from work, but 3473. But really, being sick is no fun at all. Okay, so there's at least two sections of the blue. Now I'll add in some more here. These will be a little trickier because you know, you want it to be a nice curve, so I'll probably start like in the middle and then expand it. And of course, as you go up, it's a little wider, so you'll be able to fit in more seats theoretically. So we'll see. We might start off with, like, say 4 here, and then end up with 6 and then 8. You know, I don't know how many it's actually going to fit, but just as an example. So there is that. Tomorrow we'll probably just continue on with the seating, getting the rest of the chairs in for the green side, and also finishing up with the steps bit, and then maybe give some more thought as to what these little areas will be used for. I have no idea. And then think about solutions as to how I might want to divide this up a little better, and also give it some depth here, because we want to cover up the bits that are being used for the scoreboard. I don't know if I'll use a combination of these and those, you know, use these as the liner for the edges, or what. I'll have to figure out. If I do use these, I'll have to craft up some extras, because those do not come from the housing vendor. Thanks so much. It's really not my project. I'm just kind of a conduit for Katia. This is her baby, so I'm building it for EU so that EU can have a play on the Wildball add-on for her. She's just wanting to get more and more people involved in it, and so I'm hoping that if I can get the stadium looking snazzy, then folks will want to come out and play. But yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm glad that you came and helped out. It's been really helpful. And I'm glad you'll be joining us, Sign, because it really is a lot of fun. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Again, if you're interested in using either of the add-ons that I've been using, I will be adding Lament's add-on link to my Twitch channel page soonish, probably sometime today if I don't forget. But you can find Katya's right there. You could also just go directly to Curse and to the Curse add-on site and look up housing add-ons and find, I think Laments is called the Housing Decor Set Manager, and the sister add-on for that is the Housing Tool or Housing Pro Tool or Housing Tool Pro or something like that. I'll have to get the exact names. Sorry, Element, but I don't remember them. But I only have started using them the last couple of days. So, and of course, Katya's Builder Toolkit is the other one. Both are very useful in their own rights. Like I said, Katya's is a little bit more expansive as far as all of the things that hers does. But as I showed earlier, Laments does have its little gems that you just really, for me, I'm planning on using both. You know, there's certain instances where one is a little easier to work with than the other, depending on the situation and what you're needing and all of that kind of stuff. And as you use the tools, you'll figure out, you know, what parts require what tools, and you know, the more tools we have at our disposal, the better. So anyway, we'll probably do the rest of the seating tomorrow. Well, actually, no, we won't be doing that tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. That means we have house tours coming up. Now, I have done a few random visits trying to see if anybody at all has gotten their home in order yet. I have found a few. So it may not be a very long stream tomorrow. It is Dominion's turns this week. They were supposed to be last week, but again, I said I was off for the week because I was sick. But I'm going to try and, you know, as long as the servers are up and I'm able to get in, you know, no long queue lines or anything like that, we will be here at 1 p.m. CEST time to do some live house tours. Like I said, I've got a few names written down, and I will probably be trying find some time sometime this evening to do a little bit more scouting around to see if I can find any more. But I do have to tell you, with all of the changes to housing, all of the issues we've been having with people not being able to get in when they can't, you know, want to, little quirks like different bug issues, new ones, old ones, combination of thereof. It has been making it difficult for builders to get their houses back into working order, because once the live houses transferred over to the new patch version of the housing system, some of them became a little, not borked or anything, but like if they were enclosed, had their like the teleporter area like closed off with walls and things. There's until they actually open it up and fix it for the new setup, those plots are virtually unvisitable because you can't get in. Others, they just have decided to close their plot to private for now until they fix it. So yeah, there's a lot of issues that have culminated into it being kind of iffy on whether we're going to have a lot of homes to visit the next couple of weeks. I expect hopefully within the month or within a month we should have everything kind of back into a good rhythm, and especially with the increase of new players coming in, and those, you know, they need time to level up and collect decor and figure out what they want to do. We're going to have more and more homes to be able to visit. So fingers crossed all that works out smoothly. But in the meantime, you know, bear with me that, you know, we may only, instead of visiting 3 or 4 houses for a single session, we may only visit 1 or 2. but I will try and keep it going good. And of course, we got lots of projects for me to work on the side when we don't have the tours going on. So we will get back to the Wildball field on Thursday and finish up. I'll kind of probably just keep the building just for the stream only. I don't really think I'll do too much off of the stream. I just think, if people are really watching this to look at, what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, it doesn't help them much if I do most of it off camera. So there are going to be things that I do choose to do off camera, but a lot of this stuff I'll try and keep it for you guys. So tomorrow, Dominion tours, Jabbit side. I do know that with the free-to-play, I could, in theory, not in practice yet, but in theory, I could open up a NA account to get access to entity homes. I have considered it, but I don't think I'm going to. I think entity gets quite a bit of attention on its own. I feel like EU really needs more promotion for itself, and I don't think it's that we have fewer people that care about stuff like this on EU side. It's just, I think generally we just it feels smaller in comparison. NA has tons more events being showcased and broadcasted than EU side. So I know for a fact that they've got plenty of people that do housing tours on that side, and they do all of their self promotions and things like that. So I think I will. Yeah, exactly, Muse. I've had people say you should come over here, and it's like, well, I could, but I don't think I want to. It's a lot of, it's time consuming to kind of hunt around for things already on just Jabbit, both factions. So I don't think I want to string myself out too much more than that. Speaking of which, I've also taken up the job of being a freelance contributor to the rebooted WildStar Core fan site. So I'm doing housing spotlights there as well. So it's just, I think it would be more work than I want to invest in it. It's not that Entity doesn't have amazing homes. I know they have tons. I've seen the forum list of it, and I've watched lots of videos, and I'm kind of jealous that I, don't get over there, because it would be nice to see that stuff in person. But I just think I'd rather focus on my own community. It's not that Entity is like, boo, but I just want to spur on NA side, be their kind of promoter. Or one of others. I'm not the only one that does that, but I just prefer to stick with it. So anyone on Entity side, it's no offense, but I probably you probably won't be seeing me over there. As again, it's not just the promotion, it's also having to go through the trouble of leveling up a 14 level character. It took me forever to do that for Dominion side on Jabbit, so I can just imagine how long it would take me to do that twice over, to just be visiting over there. So I'll enjoy the videos and the screenshots from afar, but I will focus my personal attention on EU side. And thanks, Muse, I appreciate that. We actually have the first spotlight already up. I think it went up last week. We showcased ZZ's I think it was the Beach Cove. Can't think of the name offhand. But basically, it's I've toured the house before myself on the stream itself. But when you make a video of that, or you have that, I have my little saving it all for people to look at. It's filled with me gabbing. You know, I'm talking, talking, talking. And there are times when it's preferred that, you know, it just be about the house and not necessarily about what I think about the house. You know, a lot of my stuff is opinionated, and but so the idea behind the WildStar Housing Spotlight is basically I do like a written tour. I kind of walk you through it, area by area, section by section, however you want to say it, with screenshots to kind of highlight some of the key points of the plot. And then I provide a non-voiced little video, just a little, just however long it takes. I think the one I did for ZZ's was like 12 minutes or something. And it's just, you know, it's no fantastical music or anything. It's just in-game sounds, whatever plot music they decide to use. And I think ZZ used ambience, so it sounds like there's no music at all. There's actually, you know, animal noises and stuff going on. But then I accompany, you know, so I got the written tour and then the screenshots and then have the video tacked on the end. But in addition to all that, I interviewed ZZ and asked them about like the inspiration behind the theme that they picked, what's their favorite part of it, what was the most difficult for them to build, things like that. And I feel like people will actually find that a little bit more interesting, not just the house itself, but the goings on behind, you know, how the person that built it comes to that project. You know, did they do research and stuff, you know, before they did it? Because, you know, it's one thing to hear how I'm doing it, but not everybody does it the same way. So I you know, for me, I find it enjoyable to listen to how someone comes to their ideas and their approach to different problems and the solutions they bring up for it. So I'm hoping that other people will find that interesting too. So that's how I'm doing the spotlight there. It's kind of a showcasing of the house, but also of the builder. But yeah, the first one's already out. Like I said, I think it was published last week. I haven't got the second one set up yet. I'm hoping to do like maybe 2 a month, one for Exile side and one for Dominion side. But like I said, with everybody kind of still trying to get into the hang of how things have changed and everything, that may be a little slower going at the beginning. But hopefully as word gets out and I'm able to contact people, because that's another thing with the interview part, it's a little bit more time consuming because I have to first get a hold of the person and say, hey, would you be willing to sit down and you know, answer some questions for me? And then I have to type it all up, and it's a little more involved than just me, you know, snooping around on somebody's plot, you know, unbeknownst to them. So hopefully that will become a regular, steady thing that I can produce and give out for folks there at the core site to be able to enjoy. But yeah, they've started releasing a lot of content already. They've got some new videos and a couple of help guides and things like that. I think they're actually going to be going through like a rebranding process with like a whole new name, a whole new look and everything. It's just when they shut down originally, there was a lot of outcry to try and revive it, either by making a new site or rebooting the old one. And just for ease of getting things out there as fast as possible, they went with just rebooting the old one. So yeah, I expect a lot of content from them from here on. We got a lot of people that are interested in contributing. In fact, Katia is planning on doing some, I think she was talking about doing some guides for potential add-on writers that want to get involved in that aspect of it and things like that. So, but yeah, since housing is my kind of obsession, that's what I'm focusing on first. I have another idea in mind as well, but I'm just still kind of playing around with it. I'm not sure if I'll actually be able to produce anything, but yeah, definitely check out WildStar Core because, like I said, they are back in business. maybe not as fast as coming as it might have been in the past. To be honest, I really didn't use that site very much, um, just because I'm used to doing other things. In fact, I really don't visit too many fan sites in general. Um, I tend to spend most of my time on the forum. But I do know that a lot of people find those kinds of sites helpful, and if I can help contribute to that and get people, interested and want to come in, or get them interested in housing and stuff, then I'm all for it. So yeah, wow, I just keep going, even though I said that I was going to be wrapping it up. But yeah, I just trying to, give you guys a feel for what's going on and what to expect in the next weeks. It's going to be kind of bumpy here and there, probably still, but hopefully it smooths out the longer we go. It would become better and better, and we'll be back into our regular routine. So yeah, tomorrow, housing tours, Dominion Side, Jabbit. If you're interested, be sure and join me then. Thursday, we'll be back here at the Wildball field, messing with the rest of the seating and stuff. I'll try and give some thought as to how I might extend this. Like I said, I have no idea what Katya had in mind for here. I may actually even talk to her and find out what she was planning. Maybe she's already built something and she could just send me the set and save me the trouble. I don't know, but we'll see. And hopefully I can, if things get really good and settled with the realms and people are confident that they can get in when they want to get in, maybe we can start streaming some matches and stuff to let people see how the add-on actually works, and see if they can enjoy it, and be interested in joining in as well. But I appreciate you guys coming and having a look and talking with me. It's always nice to have interaction with my viewers. And again, if you have any questions about what I work on, if I try to talk about some of the items that I'm using and stuff, but sometimes I get kind of carried away and forget to do that. So if there's ever anything that you want to, like maybe I didn't mention this was a maintenance platform. If you want to know, hey, what is that piece? Just let me know. If you don't want to chat in the Twitch chat, you can contact me on the forums or in game. All of my contact information is right there on my Twitch channel page. I appreciate the views. I appreciate the support. And definitely the followers and everything. It helps me know that I must be doing something right, that's helping somebody, and that's a good boost for me, and encourages me to keep at it. And of course, if you guys have any suggestions or requests, hey, do you know of anybody that has this, or can you build that, or have you thought about this, or what would you use for this or that? Feel free to bring it up. I won't have all the answers, but I will try. I will try and do my best to give you something that you can work with. In the meantime, good luck with your own projects. If you haven't started on one, good luck in getting started. The best advice I can give on that is look and see what other people have. I know the visitor tool isn't the most rewarding kind of thing. Most of the places are empty and not so pretty to look at, but it does pay to be consistent, or persistent, and visiting, and you can get inspired by what other people have done, and ask them, if you are curious about their build, ask them, and you'd be surprised. A lot of people are really happy to share what it is they've done and how they did it and with what. Others maybe, not so much, but you never know until you ask. But yeah, good luck with those projects, and be sure and post them up in the forums. Everybody enjoys, all of the sharing. We like seeing what other people are working on, even if it's through Twitter or, I always try to catch all of the housing tweets that people are showing off their houses, and funny bills or questions that they have. I try to address those. It's kind of hard to keep up with it because you know, with more people in it, there's a lot of traffic, so it's harder to keep track. But you know, if you really want to catch my attention, you know, you can tweet me directly. But yeah, it's been fun, and I'm looking forward to all of the new stuff. In fact, we've got our first WildStar holiday event coming up very soon. We've got the Shades Eve event, and on top of that, we've got the Hoverboard Z-Pre Invitational, I think it's called. So yeah, some exciting times. New decor coming in. You know, I want to get all that good, scary decor with all the skulls and pumpkins and fun stuff. So it's going to be exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. And I hope you guys are too. And I hope you join me. Until then, have a good day. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.